Good morning, my notary buddies. It is Ladero Wharf with the Notary Know-How Georgia, where I take you guys along with me on my mobile notary journey in the state of Georgia, where I will be showing you guys all the ins and outs of this business. Also, I will be showing you some other businesses that are adjacent to the mobile notary space, such as apostille facilitation, field inspections, and if I ever get to it, we will be looking at some wedding officiant things in the future. Also, you guys already know, I will be showing you the good, the bad, the ugly, all the ups and downs of this space, just because I don't think enough of that is being shown on these social platforms. So what is going on this morning? It is 9:45, let's call it 9:45 a.m. on Tuesday, July 23rd. And I don't know if you guys can tell from behind me, I just made it over to a looks like this is assisted living facility. So I gotta pop them in. I just made it over to assisted living facility where I do have a 10 o'clock appointment with a client and her sibling. This is in the city of Gainesville. So this is I actually come up here quite a bit. If you guys know, from Lawrenceville to Gainesville, it's not pretty close. It's like 45 minutes to an hour minimum, right? And so since I moved, I'm a little bit closer. So now this morning, it only took me like 30 minutes to get here. I was driving the speed limit, so it took me about 30 minutes to get here. And I ended up still being way early. So that's awesome. So I can start serving clients over here a little bit more, because I did come out here, but I did it sparingly, especially now that I'm only driving my truck. When I had my Prius and it was $30 to fill up a tank for a week, I didn't care. I'd be all over Georgia. But now that I am driving my truck, which is a gas guzzler, which is either every 4 days, $75, or if I can push it every 6 days, 7 days, $75. I've been taking appointments very sparingly, a little bit further out. But this one actually was a referral to me by one of my notary buddies who, I'm not even sure how she gets her business. I think she lived in Georgia, then she moved. And so she did canvas and service this area. And instead of just like shutting everything down, she just forwards the ones out here to me. She does charge a heck of a lot more than I do. I'm not even gonna lie. She charges far more than I do. And so when I get these referrals, I know they're gonna be a decent amount. And again, if I did drive all the way over here myself, yeah, I would charge a higher amount, but not nearly as much as she does, right? But hey, there's a few calls and they're very far in between. But with my business, I get a little bit more consistent calls because I do charge a little bit less. So it's the game you play. Do you want to, focus on revenue, which I probably should, or do you want to focus on volume, which also pushes up revenue? So it's either less people, charge more, or serve less people, charge more, or charge less, serve more people, right? That's the thing in business. And that's something I learned in my last business. And I need to remember to take that forward with me when I was in the real estate space. And oh my gosh, it was a crazy ride. But anyway, still focusing on notary stuff. What else do I have on the calendar for today? I do have a 12 o'clock appointment over in, I think it's in Duluth. Let's look at my calendar real quick. That was yesterday. So today we have this appointment at 10, and then I have a 12 o'clock, over in Duluth, which should be hopefully take no more than 45 minutes at the most to get through that stuff and get it all knocked out and out of the way. And with these two appointments today, I think I may have another general notary work appointment, but they have not officially confirmed. And I'm not counting on them to be honest with you guys. But with that one and today, with this appointment and then my 12 o'clock appointment, we're going to be wrapping up the day at 260. So that'll be awesome. And that's only 2 appointments. I need to do something, need to do some field inspection, need to do something to get that number up to 300, right? Which again, y'all don't think it's amazingly awesome like this every day. It's not. It is not. The days that it's kind of like this, I definitely try to take it. I definitely try to stack up. There's been like 3, what are we on? It's Tuesday. I did have something yesterday, but let's just say last week, there's like 3, maybe 4 days that I did nothing. And I did 7 days last week, right? There's 3 days I didn't have anything, I believe. I don't want to lie to y'all, but yeah, there's many, many days where I absolutely get nothing. And so I would love to have my business flowing where I'm doing $300 a day that ain't happening, right? It's just not happening right now. So for me, I do substitute with a part-time job, right? I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. I've been trying to quit that job every other day. I kid y'all not. And something else new comes up. It's like, oh, hey, can you do this? And I was like, look, I'm trying to quit. Stop asking me to do stuff, right? Stop sending me thank you for, and I really appreciate your text, making, pulling on my heartstrings. I'm trying to quit. But anyway, that job does not pay me. I mean, it pays me $20 an hour, but I'm only there from, I try to be there for at least 2 hours, but some days I'm done and I just leave. I'm like, okay, it's been an hour and 25 minutes. I'm out. Bye. Right. But I just can't sit there and run up people's clock like that. I can't do it. I'm a business owner. I had employees. It just does not feel good to me. It does not feel right. So I don't do it. When I'm done, I'm done. There's no reason for me to sit there and run up the clock. I just don't have that in me to do that. But anyway, it's anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, and I average like 2, maybe 2.5 hours, right? On crazy busy nights or evenings, I'm there for 3.5. I don't think I've ever hit 4 hours. Maybe I did hit 4 hours, and it was because I was sick and I also hurt myself. And so it took me a while to get my job done, but that's only once that I ever hit 4 hours. But anyway, y'all know I gotta pay taxes. So I do try to supplement that by bringing in like $40 a day, right? I work 5 days a week. So it's $40 from that job, averaging 2.5 hours, right? Which I'm trying to push it up to 3, but I just can't find enough to do to push me up to 3, because that'll be 60 before taxes. And I always just, here's a tip for you guys. I always just count 15% in taxes. So whatever it is, I'll do, if I work 3 hours, just call it 60, and I'll just take 15% right off the top. It's not always accurate, but it lets me know that's how much I'm bringing in for the day. So when people are like, oh, I make $20 an hour, I'm like, yeah, 20 minus 15%, which means you make about 17 an hour. So that's where I truly fall, about 17. But anyway, I'm rambling this morning, just because I have some extra time. Oh, you know what? It's already 9:51. Let's put this shirt on and get up in there. Y'all know I don't have AC in this truck. That's another thing. I ain't even generating enough money to get this AC fixed. So I do try to drive in as least amount of layers of clothing as possible. And then I get dressed when I arrive at the facility, or at the appointment, I should say. But if I'm going to somebody's house, I park down the street and then get dressed. Because sometimes you gotta put on shoes, you gotta put on shirts. Sometimes I have to change shirts because I was out doing an inspection, or the last person, it was very warm and I started sweating. So I do keep an extra shirt just in case, especially during the summertime, for things like that. So let me hop off the video with you guys and boogie on in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to have any other updates for you guys today, but when I leave here, I am going to be making it back home. Oh, I do have some documents I need to ship out for a client, and also a signing I did yesterday. So I'll drop that off right after my 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'll drop that off after my 12 o'clock. Then I'll get home. I'll probably do lunch around there, unless I grab breakfast now when I'm done with this. I'll do lunch, and then I will start working on, I want to do more online marketing, but I don't have anything to do. I kind of filled up my schedule and my queue and all that kind of stuff. I guess I can look back at some stuff. I'm considering running ads again. That's the whole reason I was supposed to be working this part-time job, y'all. To be honest with you, is to just purely pay for my ads for my notary business. And I've been using that money for everything but. So I need to get my behind back on track so I can just financially back on track, right? Just because we got too many damn finances. But I need to get back on track so I can use this part-time job to pay for these ads. Now, it's only supposed to be, I gave it like 60, 90 days max at this job, right? And I'm getting close to that, I believe. I can double check, but I want it to be done by the end of this month. And yeah, the end of this month will be 60 days. It'll be like 64, 65 days. And so I don't know if it's in me to squeeze out another month. But if it is, that'll be great, because then I can use that money purely for ads, because I just need to get a little bit ahead. Ads and savings for the business. I ain't gonna lie, because I want to, just because of my business, I would love, I know it's not enough, but I would love to just have at all times a minimum of $500. I don't say 500 grand. I would love that too. $500. I have to remember, this is a different business. I need to think a lot less numbers, a lot smaller numbers. I would like to have $500 minimum at all times in my business savings account. I do not think it's enough, but I would need that just because I have to front a lot of costs, then get reimbursed. So that would actually take some stress off me. So I'm not having to do all these extra things. So I'm not having to do so many field inspections. So I'm not having to slave away in the evenings for 20, which is $17 an hour, right? Just so I can kind of break even without going underwater. So if I just have that, that'll be step one. Ideally, I would like $5,000 sitting in my business account at all times. And yes, I know there should be more, but the level that I run this notary business and our expenses and things like that, you know, putting more in there is just waste. Like, I think $5,000 honestly is kind of, unless I'm gonna, because just money sitting in a savings account, not doing anything, getting that 0.0001% in interest, like, yeah, like the money I get right now that's sitting in my savings account, I get 4 pennies a month. I'm like, look, what is wrong with, like, no, that's wrong. I would rather use that money to invest in something else that's gonna bring me some reoccurring, right, cash flow. And I just can't unwire my brain like that since I already know it. So that's why I say 500, just so you guys know. $5,000 will be more, it'll be overkill for my level of business. But I'm gonna be working on that next, getting the $500 in savings in that account, just so I don't have to front so much costs up front. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, my notary buddies, I decided to circle back and give you guys a little bit more info. Currently it is 12:33 p.m. and I am done with my appointments for the day, but I want to do a recap. Let's back up, right? And let's look at the first appointment that I did today. I'm trying to figure out this new phone stand thing, first of all, so we're not like holding it and shaking it for you guys. But anyway, my first appointment, that was at an assisted living facility / rehab facility. And essentially what we were doing was a power of attorney, financial power of attorney, and also an advanced healthcare directive, right? That's what we were doing. If I haven't said it before, I want to say it now. For those appointments, I do schedule for an hour, right? I schedule those appointments for 60 minutes. And this is a reason being. One, I got to get there. I have to find parking, right? Obviously be early. But also, during these appointments, it's always inevitable that a doctor, a nurse, a member of the staff has to come in. They have to poke and prod the signer. You know, there's always something that delays the signing, right? And a lot of times, you don't have to do these type of signings, right? With the advanced healthcare directives, because a lot of times, people aren't doing this either at the last minute or in a scary situation where everybody's going through, where life is lifing them, right? And they may not make it out, right? So there's a lot of, I know a few of my notary buddies that just kind of, it's not their thing because emotionally it's hard and it's draining. And they can be, right? I'm gonna put this window up, whoops, so you guys can kind of hear me. They can be. But I choose to do them because I find joy in that space. I love being able to assist the signers. And again, a lot of notaries don't want to do it. I would love to do it. As long as everybody has their I's dotted and their T's crossed, I will be there. I will assist you. And as long as the signer is coherent and they can sign, they understand me, they understand what the document is, I got you. But like I said, I give those appointments an hour, and we took literally 58 minutes to get that appointment done. Because again, nurses came in, a few members of the staff came in just to check on a few things, asked if he needed anything and all that kind of stuff, right? And then also the family members that were there and also the witnesses that were there, they knew each other. They wanted to chat, they wanted to catch up, they wanted to do all this kind of stuff. And I always guide the signing so they're not doing that while I have to do stuff. But there are some lulls, right? Where I'm like, okay, let me just double check everything. Let me make sure all the signatures are done, initials are done, and notarizations are done. And then they jump in and they talk and all that kind of stuff. And I do have to round them back in so I can do like my last recap, saying, okay, this is what we did today, yada, 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 right? So that's always a thing, and it eats up time. It does. So that's kind of all I want to say about that one. Just make sure you check your state laws on going into medical facilities or rehabilitation facilities, whatever you want to call them, to act as a notary, because sometimes there's a thing that's called a title of a person called an ombudsman, and they must be present or they have to be involved in the process. It's not a requirement here in Georgia, but you better believe we do have an ombudsman's office if they need, if someone needs resources. What else about that one? I think that's it. That's all you need to know on that one, I believe. Then the second, another turtle crossing the street. Why is it that turtles like to cross the street and I always see them? This one looks like he's good though, because there's a creek right over here, and then hopefully he just goes around the bridge and hops right back in the creek. That was a big one. I'd be kind of scared to pick that one up. Please, nobody kill him. Don't squish him. But anyway, my second appointment, this one was for a property out in Indiana. I took care of that one pretty quickly. It was a purchase, and it was 100. Be quiet, maps, Siri. It was 120 pages or so, and we got that bad boy done in 30 minutes. They already reviewed the documents. They were pretty comfortable with it. This is their second time buying a property out there as a second home. So they just wanted to buy a future retirement property where all their kids are and their grandkids are. So, they were very familiar with those documents, so we got them knocked out pretty quick. Like I said, it took us 30 minutes to go through 160 pages or so. So it wasn't terrible at all. I like when I have those, just because we can fly through things. And anyway, sorry, the GPS is talking in my ear over here. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm trying to decide if I want to go home and scan all these documents, or if I just want to stop at the FedEx right here and just scan them, because it's hot, y'all know I don't have AC in my car right now, in my truck right now, and I don't know if I want to stand outside and do it. I can go inside and see if this FedEx has a place for me to plug in my scanner, because I did bring it with me. The only issue, I'm just gonna go home, because you know what, for whatever reason, the scanner with the mobile app, it cuts me off after 100 pages. Like I said, there's 120 pages. And then I have to send it in 2 separate documents. Some people are fine with that, some people don't like it. But if I use the exact same scanner and I use it on my computer, then it allows me to scan all the pages, no matter how, I think in Mac, I don't know, I have never reached a cap, but it's like 250 or 300 or something like that, right? So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and scan it at home and then come back, because I'm like less than 7 minutes from this FedEx. So that's what I'll do. But anyway, that's about it, and I will just cut back to the other part of the video where I wrapped it up for you guys. So I'll chat with you later. Bye.